Welcome to Booking It. Today's episode will be North or Be Eaten. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Booking It. I'm, of course, your eloquent host, Cooper Cobbs. Joining me today, right across from me, the man with the computer. Everybody has computers, okay. It's Isaiah. I keep finding, I want to say, new things. The guy in the Michigan hat, the guy by the window, the guy looking at audio
You
stuff.
used to call him Glorious.
I did.
I know,
He is
but not
glorious.
anymore. Like, what the heck?
I'm looking at his glory right now. Okay, to my right, Mr. Tanner Lewis
Howdy, folks.
took off one of those hip jackets. I don't know what you call those jackets that you have.
It looks like a letter jacket, but it's not
Yeah,
quite.
it's like a halfway to Letterman.
It's very close. But
Because he
it's-
hasn't
it's my
graduated
fall,
yet.
It's my fall jacket.
It's maroon. It's a good maroon color.
Mhm.
He's a Texas Aggie at heart. I know it.
I sing maroon while wearing this jacket.
All right, and then on my left, in the Pine Cove shirt, Mr. Bryson.
Oh yeah, I'm here
Bryson
again.
Bostwick. I know,
Only
right?
Swifties understand what I
We were
just
able
said.
to-
Oh no, don't bring that in. Do not.
We are not a
start it.
Swiftie
Okay.
podcast.
No.
I love how our resident Tolkien nerd is also a Swiftie. Have I said that before? It's hilarious.
That's pretty
to me.
weird.
Complete opposites.
It's hilarious.
No, they belong together.
No. What
What are
would
you talking about?
what would Tolkien say if he? What would Tolkien say?
Yeah, what would Tolkien have to write about Taylor Swift? Oh,
Oh
man,
my
I
God.
would love to see it. I would love to see it.
He
Okay.
would probably condemn Tanner too.
Yeah, probably. Be like, you claim
Probably,
to be. Also, he just didn't
definitely.
like Americans. Period, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty.
So he would
Yeah.
just condemn Tanner
I know, right?
I feel judged.
for being Tanner.
No.
It's okay. We love you just the way you are.
Swifty and all. Well, guys, here we are. We're in the library again, recording. Isaiah's eating chicken.
Mhm.
We're all sitting in
and we're
chairs.
all jealous. At least I am.
Yeah, as Bryson tells. By the way, guys, so 2 nights before this, on both Tuesday night and Wednesday night, I had dreams about not being here on time. That's how much I was looking forward to this recording session. I was so scared I was going to miss it in my dreams.
Ooh.
So, anyway,
Wow.
we're talking about
Pretty weird.
North or Beaten today. Oh, one more thing. So we had someone comment on Spotify on our last episode. We were trying to find out how old Janner was. And, have you guys heard it said before that the best way to get correct information is to say something wrong on the internet? Well, we said something wrong on the internet. And so
no.
someone corrected us. So Janner, according to this listener, is 12.
Okay.
And then, remember, he turns 13 in Ward and the Wolf King. And that leads to the fun adventure that
Yeah,
he has
Only
there.
Yeah.
13 in Ward of
I
the
know. I was like,
Wolf
whoa, that's only a year past?
Yeah, it
Wow.
seems like a
Less than a
whole
year?
lot of
It
time
does.
passes. But
Dang.
it's just.
But anyway,
Yeah.
thank you to that listener
Dang.
for writing in and correcting
Wait, what
us.
did we say? We just didn't know.
I think we just didn't
We
know.
said
or
we
he
thought
13
we
or
thought
14.
we thought he was like 14 or
Yeah.
15 by
He's
the time
older.
that he was done.
Oh yeah, we thought more time
we
had
said
passed as well.
13
We
to
thought more-
14 for the first book, and then 16-ish.
Really? I
Yeah,
didn't think we said
that's
that.
what I remember.
What?
saying.
Okay. Well,
I
he
don't
listened to him
remember that.
twice and we don't. So no, that's not true. That's not true. I listen to them twice sometimes. Bryson, what were your thoughts on our episode that we did on North of Beaten, the old ones? I know that you weren't very happy with them, as I recall.
It was mainly what y'all left out.
Yeah.
It was a few of my favorite scenes. Y'all just never talked about them, and it was largely due to the fact because Tanner was picked on, and that's all y'all focused on was picking on Tanner.
Oh yeah.
I vote for that one.
That was the
again.
the famous Sarah Cobbler joke that we did. Yeah, that was great.
Oh,
that
it
was
was
great.
Cooper, stop giggling. That's great.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, y'all did leave out one of my favorite parts, so
We'll get
talk
to it.
about that.
Bryson now has an extensive notebook on paper that he keeps, and it's beautiful. And so,
Very
if
beautiful.
you're on-
Notebook of
I'm
like
just
a
worrying that
quarter
it
of a
doesn't
page.
Yeah.
tear apart because literally the binding is falling apart.
well, it'll be a what's the word I'm looking for? Artifact.
Yes.
That will be preserved for
Manufact.
centuries.
We will
Manufact.
frame it.
Yeah, we'll frame it.
We will frame it.
and we'll
We
send it
will.
to the highest bidder for sure. So, okay. All right, guys.
Bid on patreon.com/.
No, I'm not even finished. I got 100 more pages left. You can't take it away from me now.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, guys, talking about North of Beaten. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts this time around, Isaiah? Are you finished chewing? Bryson, why don't you start?
Yeah. Well, really, I didn't expect to like it anymore,
Mhm.
but I kind of did because I was willing
Wait,
to.
more than On the Edge, you mean?
No, more than I did last time.
Oh, gotcha.
I kind of expected it to just be, a nice recap and move on to the next book.
Mhm.
But really, I know I'm probably going to like Monster in the Hollows better,
Mhm.
and I'm going to like Ward and the Wolf King better in the end.
Yeah.
But man, it's getting harder and harder to beat, and yeah, it's just getting really up there. But yeah, I went into it thinking, I don't remember. There were parts that I like. There's a lot of parts in this book that I forget about for some reason.
Mhm.
There's a lot of small things that become big things later that I'm like, oh, I did not remember
Yeah,
that.
and it's different because a lot of things happen really fast in succession.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas On the Edge, they take a while to develop. So
And I will say, so a few weeks ago, I started trying to read, not North of Be Eden, but I started trying to read Monster in the Hollows to a group of kids. And number one, they had no idea what the story was, so they were not interested at all. But reading it to them, I could kind of start to see really how starting with a simple, basic book really helps people progress in the story and get into it. And just he started with a more basic writing style so that people could get into it and just so it would make more sense. But yeah, and it was nice going through kind of looking for the deep things, looking for all of the hidden notes that I didn't see before.
Nice.
Yeah.
Isaiah, what about you?
I mean, I liked it. Yeah, I think. Sorry, my voice just died.
Chick-fil-A
Okay.
is like assaulting your throat, bro.
I think I liked it more than the last time I read it.
Mm-hmm.
I also there was a lot that I forgot happened in the book because the only thing I could remember was a Sarah Cobbler part. To be honest, that was like it though.
Isaiah only mentally notes things he can use as ammunition against Tanner.
Sure,
I'm
that-
insulted.
it's not what it is, but okay. Yeah, I definitely liked the book. It was really good.
Once we go through all of these books, we need to come up with like a one sentence or one word explanation of what each book is.
Yeah.
Book 2 is definitely Sarah.
Sarah. I mean, that's Tanner's list. I don't know about my list. I'm kidding.
Jeez.
We're digging up old bones here. So, Tanner, what about you? What do you think about this?
You know, in all honesty,
I knew it was coming.
I was a terrible podcaster today. I was a terrible podcaster this past couple of weeks.
Dude, you had so much time to
I
read
know.
this book.
It's
so
so
much
bad.
time.
It's so bad.
He didn't want to be able to argue against any of our debates.
Hey, you will be surprised though. I will have so much to say about the Iliad. You won't even know
This
what
isn't
hit
about the Iliad.
you. You won't even know what hit you.
Yeah, just like that spear through that guy's head. Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, well, I read the book, and here's my one sentence summary.
Cooper reading a book.
I think that the myth of North of Beaten just is a huge jump up in quality from On the Edge is
Okay.
actually true.
Yeah.
Because I read On the Edge, The Dark Sea of Darkness. It's just so long, so I'm going to say On the Edge. I
Mm-hmm.
liked it a lot. I was like, surely that, since it's this much better this time around, North of Beaten will be still an improvement, but not as big as I remember it being.
Yeah.
It's still a huge jump in improvement, but that
Oh
speaks
my
more highly
goodness.
of this book than it does of the other one.
Yeah.
I think that its writing style really improves, and I was shocked, but it's how cinematic it all was.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that speaks to what you were talking about, Bryson, last time. Of I could really see this being just an epic live action movie and all the stuff, including
Exactly. Which, oh man, I would really love to
Yep.
see it happen, but it would be so ruined.
Yeah. So some notes I put down. I said all the beats hit, like all the emotional beats, they hit well.
Yeah.
And I think that it keeps the charms of the world and of the previous book, but it improves on maturity and it increases character growth and things like that, and more depth perfectly. So
Yeah.
it's great. Okay. So I kind of put my cards forward, but do you guys agree with that? Like, is North that much bigger of a jump in quality over On the Edge, or no?
Oh yeah, I completely agree. It just it's a whole lot deeper, a whole
So
lot
it's like-
more passionate. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
maybe is a good word for it. Yeah, characters, deeper meaning. Yeah, a whole lot more. Yeah, you can see the drama, see the action, see and feel what the characters are going through. Maybe a whole lot more real. I don't want to say real. A whole lot more potent. A whole lot more potent than On the Edge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely think it's better. I don't remember it being as good as On the Edge, but
Wait, really? You thought On the Edge was always better than North?
I think so.
Wow.
I don't know why.
Ooh.
No, it's
Now that I'm rereading it, I don't know why.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely better. I don't know. The writing style is better too, and it definitely goes way more in depth into things, more people, like more in depth into the people. Sorry,
Yeah.
like the characteristics and stuff.
Yeah. I always wonder, I like this one more than Monster in the Hollows because
Mhm.
I think I liked them pretty close last time, and I'm like, this is tough to beat. So we'll see next time. I have to actually order Monster in the Hollows from Amazon because my sister
What?
loaned it to someone and
It's
they
gone.
never returned. So it's one of those things.
It's never returned.
My sister, well, I think it just got lost.
Yeah.
My sister has got to learn, like, you can't give someone a book without. Actually, I can't remember if she gave it to someone and they lost it or she lost it herself. I don't know. Either way, it's not my fault. So Tanner, what do you remember?
Okay. I definitely believe that this is a huge jump up from
On the Edge?
On the Edge. Yes,
Mhm.
words. But I still, for the record, I did read some of this book, so it's not all.
Wow.
How
I know,
much is
thank
some?
you. All of my favorite parts.
We won't let them qualify.
All of my favorite parts, which means like
Oh.
20 chapters.
Okay.
Oh.
It's
Oh.
not terrible. Like I've
Oh.
read some of it. I just
Oh,
read
there's like
splotchy
70
parts. I
chapters.
didn't read all the way through. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many chapters are there again? Remind
You
me.
keep talking, I'll find out.
50
Um,
something?
Anyways,
65.
60. Oh man.
I read like a third.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's more than I thought.
Okay.
Wow. When you were
I-
speaking
I
as a
do
whole.
have I do have thoughts. But it's a big jump up, and there are two very specific reasons why I believe that it's a huge jump up. But first of all, I do think that Monster in the Hollows is better. I haven't read it recently, but even my memory just screams Monster in the
Yeah,
Hollows
and it's
is
one of those
better.
things. I can't remember everything that happened. I know like a couple of good scenes that happened, but I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like in Monster in the Hollows, there's probably more. Oh no, what are they gonna do? Moments.
Because it's like they're kind of in one place for the whole thing, though.
For me, it does feel like that. And maybe it's just because I don't remember Monster in the Hollows as well, and so every time I come back to it, I'm like, oh, I forgot what's gonna happen. What
Mhm.
happens? And
Doesn't that speak poorly of it, though? You keep forgetting what happens.
No, I have like the entire
No.
storyline of Monster in the Hollows
Oh,
memorized.
Well, there you go.
I've read it like more times than any other book in the series.
Okay.
I picked it up by itself multiple
Then you should
times.
have no problem reading it before we record.
Yeah. That's right.
Don't worry, I will make time. I have the week by myself next week, so there's plenty of time to read.
Oh yeah.
There better be.
Plenty
Yeah,
of
there better
time.
be.
Yes.
Well,
When I'm
so
not working.
One of the things this book does.
Wait, I
is
didn't get to my 2 points.
Oh, I'm
You
sorry.
interrupted me.
Tanner just keeps going on and on. Gotta move us along. So
Okay, the 2 things are Sarah Cobbler.
Ooh.
Oh man, I was really
Ooh.
surprised
yeah,
with that one.
wow, shocker.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know.
What about the second point?
It's just interesting watching her and Janner. Anyways, we can get to that
We'll
later.
get to that.
But
Book Factory.
second of all is the Foob Islands.
Mm.
The Foob
I
Islands.
like that. I like those scenes.
The Foob Island scenes are. I skipped to all when I went and I skipped through and read my specific portions so that I could have something to talk about. The Foob Islands were the first thing that I went to.
Yeah, I mean all the stuff with Artham and Tink and stuff.
Very-
It's very well done. It's intercut well, I think too, and the climax of that is very good.
It's so deep.
Mm-hmm.
It's deep,
It's
man.
so deep.
It's deep, man.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
isn't this is the first book? It doesn't do it in On the Edge where it's cutting between 2 scenes.
No,
I think-
it just follows Janner the entire time.
Yeah.
I think.
So this is the first place.
the kind of
This is the
storylines are very
beginning
Right
of
where-
let's start following. So really, we do On the Edge. We only follow Janner,
Mhm.
and then North
beginning
is kind of
North follows Oscar
Yeah.
and
Joe.
yeah, but
yeah.
it's kind of focusing this. The theme of this one is focusing on Janner and Tink's
Janner and Tink.
relationship
Right.
for the most part, and so
Yeah,
it's
definitely see that.
mostly flipping between their 2 perspectives, at least in the second half of the book, and it leaves out much of what's happening with the rest of
Yeah.
the family.
Right.
But then the Monster in the Hollows is let's get the perspective of all 3 kids, and let's kind of flip around between them 3. But mostly we're still going to follow
Janner. Yeah.
Janner and Tink for the most
Well,
part.
Kalmar now, I guess.
Mhm.
Shh.
That is true. He's got a point.
He'll always be Tink to me. Yeah.
He is Calamar to me. I don't know.
Calamari.
Calamar.
Calamar.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I said
I literally
Calamar.
heard that.
I said he's still Calamar to me.
It's Cal-
Oh,
okay.
but also
Okay.
it's not calamar.
Yeah.
It's Kalmar.
It's Kalmar, bro.
Okay. But the Warden, the Wolf King, is all 3 kids, and then what's happening with Pete as well.
Yeah, and we get some Sarah and Marilee. And then,
That's true,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
those parts were very uninteresting.
yeah,
and
honestly,
depressing.
we'll get to that. I'm not sure those are my favorite parts of it. Okay, well, one of the things this book definitely does is it increases the speed of the plot and things that would, the speed at which the plot moves. So, did you guys feel like that was unnerving? Did you feel like it moved too fast? Were you ever like unaware of what was happening
Oh,
at
no,
all?
I love a good fast-paced book.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's. you lose a lot of my attention span when things aren't constantly happening. And
Like
when-
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. That
Go
is-
away.
That is one of the reasons I have struggled with Lord of the Rings so much, is just because it takes forever
Maybe that's
to
because
get
our
to more
modern
action.
culture has completely like made everything so it has to be instantaneous.
Yeah,
and if
yeah,
it's
and
not,
that's
then people
part
complain
of
and whine.
the
I don't know,
problem
maybe that's
is
a symptom of our
I'm not willing to be
cultural
patient.
badness over more so than
Yeah,
Tolkien's genius.
I'm
but I
not
don't know.
willing to be patient and wait for
Mhm.
genius
Yeah.
to come. Wait
Except
for
the thing is, that argument doesn't work with Bryson because he doesn't have like anything on his phone. So I can't say like, "Oh, you're just saying that because TikTok has ruined your mind," because he doesn't have anything like that.
None of us have TikTok.
I know.
So maybe Tanner.
I have Instagram Reels. I haven't stooped that low.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No,
I don't want China tracking my phone.
Yeah, fair.
They probably already are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
We don't talk about that. I'd like to know. I'd like to not know if they're tracking my phone or not.
Honestly. Okay, just here's my information. Just don't like make it obvious. Okay.
Well, and that kind of leads into one of the questions I had, which is about adventures,
mhm.
and I've heard Indy Wilson talk about just what a good adventure is, and it's not constantly going. It's not constantly just pushing at it super
Right.
hard, like constant action. There are moments of rest. There are times where you're waiting, and a good story, a good adventure is not going to be constant, always going. That's why the whole, as a whole, all of the Wingfeather saga has points of rest and
Right.
points of action, points of like, it's not all just go 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 or slow down. And Tolkien does a good job of that too. There are plenty of moments where he's just jam packed action stuff always happening, and then points where he takes 30 pages to do the description of something.
Oh, someone walking through a field of wheat.
Yeah, well, I mean, and
I love watching people
But
walk through
that's
a
because-
field of wheat.
Pretty regardless. It's not even
Not only
watching.
Tanner.
You're reading about it. You're not even watching it.
you can experience it, bro. It's cinematic. Okay.
Yeah, but that's what life is.
He has good issues.
And so it's an accurate representation of what life is.
I agree, and I think that something that Andy Peterson does very well, which is like adventure for a point and home for as a point as well. Like, so
Yeah.
when we do the Odyssey, there's like some modern conception of Odysseus. Like he's this man who like wants to roam and be wild and go on all these adventures, whereas the actual Odysseus and the Odyssey is the guy who just wants to return home and see his wife. And so we have adventure here, but for a point, they're trying to get to home.
Yeah.
They're trying to,
Yeah.
a new home, but to get to.
For some reason, I keep forgetting that. That is the main point. They're leaving and venturing. They're like the Israelites seeking the promised land.
Right.
Like they're constantly
Ooh,
looking.
metaphor.
That's a good one.
Exactly. Yeah. They're
Big brain.
They just keep searching, keep moving, keep trying to get closer and closer to the promised land, and eventually, spoiler alert, they do.
No way.
But then they don't, so they have to.
Oh my goodness! You had to go. and
Cooper,
ruin
you
it.
had to go that
They had
far.
to go. They had to drop the sled out. So
You know, you just have to go to Nehemiah and Jeremiah to know that they don't stay there.
that's right.
Uh-huh.
They are exiles.
Yeah.
Exiles. Okay. Well, so I'm gonna kind of take us broadly, but if you guys, we can do like scenes. I'm not gonna like chronologically lead us through the book. So
Okay.
if you ever have a scene you want to talk about, just stop me.
Mhm.
So the writing we talked about, as I talked about this earlier, like the writing improves. I think it does.
Yeah.
I think it does, and I know that Bryson was like, "Why are you talking about the writing style?"
Oh my goodness! Stop.
But like,
Agreed.
I think it's what we're talking about, and it obviously improves. I think he just got a book under his belt. He's a good writer. He just needs to,
Well,
work within the novel form. And I think one of the things he does very well this time that I noticed was like just doing one sentence lines that actually just add so much.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing.
Yes.
Like there's some early scenes. I'm not sure we'll find them. No, I didn't. Find it. But like with Pete. and
Oh yeah,
kinda-
a lot of the protect.
Oh yeah, that was good.
scenes.
That was good too. But I was talking about like this one time where like it's just Pete screamed, Finks laughed. That kind of thing.
Oh, you're saying just short staccato sentences.
Yeah, exactly.
How dare you bring us back to essentials? That went through my mind, but I wasn't going to say it.
Well, I loved short staccato sentences, and I used to use them all the time.
And there's one like at the very end
I'll
where
try
he's
to forget
carrying
that.
Kalmar to Chimera. It just is
Mhm.
it's a beautiful description of what's like the ice and the wind is creating tears and the tears are crystallizing. And then he's like, I have to write a poem about this, and that's like the one line. So I really like that. It's actually, and then one of the first times I really noticed this was
That is one of my favorite scenes.
yeah, it's a really great scene. Was the scene of where Miller's Bridge, and so we'll talk about like world building, but I really love that scene. It's well written. I can still feel the mist,
Oh my
the
goodness,
waterfall
yeah.
that's right there, the old stone.
I always have trouble picturing.
I can still
picturing
see
it though,
I can picture it vividly.
because
I pictured it vividly when Nugget fell off the bridge.
I couldn't I couldn't figure
Oh,
out
yeah,
like
dude,
how it was a bridge
I
and towers, but
cried.
also like a waterfall going over the bridge.
Yeah.
Magic.
Okay, so what?
Sorcery.
I cried at the end of Warden, but like I cried more when Nugget died.
Yeah, did you? Okay. Last time I hinted at it, that was I can vividly remember the time when Nugget died. The first time I read that aloud as a family,
Mm-hmm.
and it was night, and my dad read it out loud, and I was teary-eyed, and I looked at my mom, and I was like, "Is this really true? Is this really happening?"
It's
I
like
think I was
there's
just
no
like,
more
oh.
first water. There's no more water for the first
I know.
well.
That's sad.
He literally died.
It was more. It wasn't as sad this time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, obviously, because you
You
don't
knew
have
it
the
was coming.
impact anymore, and it's just you see the nobleness of it.
I think for me, I was just like, oh, he's gone. Okay.
I think
Bye-bye,
the
Nugget.
saddest part in this book this time was when Kalmar gave himself over.
Yeah.
For me, that was like, I feel like
And
each time it's been a different. Like the first time I read it,
Yeah.
it was Nugget dying. The second time it was, what was the second time?
For me, this time it was like Nia writing that letter to Janner about why they had to leave. Like that hit hard for me
That
too.
is
but-
really good. And then the second time I read it, it was Tink and Janner struggling in the water at the very end.
Oh yeah.
and
that
when-
sounds good.
Yeah, when Janner's holding him and
Yeah.
he just knows he's not gonna let go.
Yeah.
And all he's thinking is protect.
Yep. Call back.
Mine is when Janner left the fork factory. Like
Oh yeah.
that was the
He left.
Indy
Sarah.
left
Sarah.
Wait, you're playing into this. Bro.
I was about to say, that, yeah, Tanner, stop it.
Okay, by the way, I found a thing I was talking about earlier.
Of course.
So this is with Pete, and okay, so he's like kind of disoriented. Then he like gains focus, and he's like thinking, and he's like, "Oh crap!" The light in the east told him he was heading south to Fort Lamondron. He screamed. The Ridge Runners laughed. Like that's just like
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it's beautiful. And there's another one, when Lily's sang, and there's a couple of good ones as well.
Yeah, it reminds me of
That was a good scene,
poetry.
good description.
Because it is.
Yep.
I was like, I hate poetry.
No,
Mhm.
anyway, I don't know if I can find the paragraph, but
Cooper not being able to find a part in a book.
Bro, he's lost his powers.
close it.
Someone else tried. Right?
I will steal the
Close it, Cooper. That's
Yeah,
how this
yeah,
works.
that is
You
the thing.
close
You
it.
close the book. That is-
Close the book and reopen it. Go find it. I promise you.
He's gonna have these powers until the day he dies. I swear.
I don't know what he's looking for.
I think this is it.
Wait, what are you looking for?
Endless talking that we're about
Close
to cut
your
out
eyes.
because
Place
you
your
want-
finger on a line.
I mean, it's all of this. Like, all of this is good though. Like, just she's playing. You know,
The whole book
talk about
is
Nugget.
good.
Then
No way.
the dragons come up. He describes the dragons.
Mm-hmm.
And then she keeps playing.
Well, I like how the dragons are described in more detail, like every book.
Yes,
Mhm.
I really enjoyed. I remember this. I didn't actually read this part, but I enjoyed the part where they have where the dragons are like talking to them, right? And that's like the
Mhm.
entire point where they're tricking them, like, or it feels like they're tricking
Well,
them.
Janner keeps misinterpreting what it says, and I'll be
Yes.
honest. I mean, I can't remember my feelings the first time, but like he kept like talking about it, and I'm like, it's so obviously just going to be one of those reveals at the end. Like, bro,
Mhm.
it's not Nag the Nameless.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think. But
Who did y'all think it was the first time you read it?
I don't know. Maybe I either thought it was Nag,
Mhm.
or I was like, it's going to be some reveal at the end.
Who?
So
Yeah, some person that we haven't
either
met yet.
Nag or just a
No,
reveal.
no. From what part again?
The dragons are like, he is near you. He destroys the young
Mm.
ones for his own purposes.
Yeah,
and it's
he
so
uses the young
obviously
ones
like
for his own
incredibly vague that it can be
Mhm.
misinterpreted.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry. Like, why not
And it
just say
happens again.
Scaleraker? Like, yeah. Okay. Speaking of like the world building, I think it actually improves in this book because like it's not as like funny and whimsical as the last book, but it still has like the depth to it. Like we talked about Miller's Bridge,
Mhm.
the Sea Dragons, Chimera, the Stranders happen, which is a lot of fun. So I don't know what you got.
Yeah,
guys think
imagine
about the
how
world building this
how many
time.
different places you meet and you come to in this book. Like how many different settings. Like
A lot.
you have you have Gilbert Forest, you have then Miller's Bridge and the Blap.
The mighty Blap.
And then you got
The
moving
factory.
into
Eventually.
the Strander Burrows, so now you're underground. Then you go to Dugtown, like filthy city.
Torabora.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Toraboro.
Yeah, Torboro. And then what is it? And then leading into the Foobs, you got the Foobs. Is that supposed to be like tropical or is it rocky?
I think it's just supposed to be rocky. Like, it's near
Foods.
Chimera, so
Name.
you gotta think it's just
yeah,
like Scotland.
it's
or something
still
like that.
northern.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
We
move
got- they
into
got that pork factory.
total ice prairies.
Yeah. Ice prairies. We got a lot of
Tanner's
stuff.
favorite
We don't have a
parts.
desert. That's the one thing we don't have.
And we
More
don't really ever get that. Like,
factory.
we kind of get hints of
Go away.
Yorkshire Dune, but we don't really ever
Yeah.
go there. So.
No.
You said it yourself. You said it was one of your favorite parts. That's why you read it.
It's a good part.
Mhm.
It's a good part,
Yeah,
But
that's all I said.
but
I
it's
said
not
one
just
of-
because
know
of what you're saying.
I didn't
Let's
say
just
that.
let's just
You
talk
just
about
said
it
it's
now.
one of Tanner's
Let's just talk
favorite
about it now.
parts.
So okay, the Fork Factory is hyped up a lot, and like actually on the back of the original cover of the book, it has like 3 footnotes, and it's like they will escape the monsters of Glipwood Forest, the thieving stranders of the East Bend, and the dreaded Fork Factory. So
Mine
the
says the
footnote,
exact same thing.
the footnote for the Glipwood
Whoa.
Forest is like all possessing very sharp teeth. The thieving stranders of the East Bend. Footnote: murderous scoundrels, the lot, and then the dreaded Fork Factory.
Whoa.
So-
Whoa.
Honestly, I forgot. Like, it's kind of actually short. How long Jenner's?
Oh my goodness.
Like,
yeah.
I remember the first time. I just lived there,
Mhm.
and I
I
could
thought it was
feel
so long.
the ashes, the heat,
Mhm.
the calluses that were growing, the blisters. But
Yeah.
now, I mean, it kind of happens pretty fast. Like, he kind of goes from angry to having a plan after the coffin in
Just like,
relatively short time.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like he was just in and out like
Mhm.
that. and
Yeah.
it was
Mhm.
a very short part.
It
of
was
the
at
story.
this. I don't know. The reason that I enjoyed it this time, going back and rereading this part, is the fact that he feels like he turns into like a god after he goes into that coffin.
Oh, dude,
Almost
okay,
like
that moment,
for like the rest of the
That's one of my
entire
favorite
series, he
moments.
feels like a god
that's
after
my,
that.
That's my favorite moment with like
Rage
Zuzab.
of Achilles.
My favorite moment was Zuzab, right, where he just like snaps and like instantly grows 3 inches taller,
Uh-huh.
and then like a fire was in his eyes, and Zuzab wasn't looking, but he goes, "But if he was, he would have ran."
Oh yeah, yeah,
That was such an
Yes.
epic moment, bro.
Uh-huh.
And then he
Oh,
like
that-
trips the ridge. Oh man, such a good scene.
Oh
Anyway.
man, I'm telling you, like he
Wait, you
Like,
said
his
Zuzab.
boss-
Did you mean Moberg?
after the coffin, like
Oh yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
my
it's
bad.
like a light switch
Moberg.
just got flipped in Janner, and he's like,
Moberg.
I'm a man
a-
with a plan.
I'm
Also,
a dog,
by the way, how
and
did he-
I'm
how
gonna
did-
go win everything.
This is a small critique of Janner's plan. How did he get Moberg to like do it for like 2 apples or 1 apple when he had like a whole?
He's got them
cart?
persuasion
I know.
skills.
Moberg was dumb.
He got them persuasion skills, guys.
He has that rhetoric.
Well,
The
it's
rhetoric
also
now.
the fact that if you read, I don't know, the book, and especially Monster in the Hollows,
Unlike you.
Says you, the only one.
it's the fact that ridge runners will do anything when they see
Also,
fruit.
I think if we
Uh-huh.
dive deep into it, it's like Janner had good fruit. Moberg didn't have, even though we had
He's
fruit.
like, I need it.
Exactly. He's like,
If
I see
anyone
fruit,
has
and it's
fruit.
closer than going in there, and
Yeah.
I can get it from
And
this
also,
kid.
he won't treat this fruit as well as I will.
Yes,
So
and it hurt his heart to see somebody else with fruit.
Yeah.
That's how greedy ridge runners are.
it is.
Yeah.
Okay. One thing that I will say about Sarah is the fact that we only get like one mention of her on the opening, book 1, and then like
Mhm.
she's suddenly this major character,
Well, yeah, no, I
which the
forgot
show
that-
tried to rectify. but
Yeah, in the second book, they do say that
They
he
kinda
had
point
met her
back.
before and
Yeah,
he
they
had
have like a
talked to
little
her.
footnote about it
Yeah,
too.
and he had mentioned to Tink that he thought she was pretty.
Yeah.
and then and then
From
oh,
there, everything happens.
yeah,
Mhm.
it is actual history.
Yeah, it's history. Anything else to say about the Fork Factory? Anything before the Fork Factory? I like the scenes with Oscar and Joe and Addie. I mean, it's kind of a slow opening, but I like
you know what's coming.
Yeah.
You know what's coming.
Yeah, exactly. I was so happy to see that Oscar survived the first time I read it. I kind of remember like the claustrophobic fear that they
Yeah.
had in the town,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
the death of Shaggy.
No, I love.
Shaggy.
I do love. No, yeah, Oscar's wish to make sure that he has a good book by
he's
his
gonna
side
die, yeah.
when he dies.
It's funny. It's like people want to die with swords in battle. He wants to die with the book in his
Uh
hand.
huh.
One of
The
the things.
florid sword.
Oh, we'll get
we
to
need
that.
to get this.
One of the things I was gonna say was this is really weird. Well, not really weird. It's a good scene where Oscar is driving in on like the donkey, and
Mm-hmm.
riding in to like tell them we need to leave,
Mhm.
and he
And
says
Joseph.
in the words of so and so, "Run Igby's run." It's like I love the idea that he could pull a quote that actually has Igby in it. because,
Yeah,
like,
that's
part of the
interesting.
quote.
huh.
Bryson Jesseling, you were looking at your notes.
No, I thought I had written down what exactly who the person was. I knew it was another funny name. I can't remember though.
Okay. So let's see here what we got next. Oh yes, I was gonna talk about like the maturing of the book. We talked about this last time. How out of kind of necessity, the books kind of age up a bit. Do we feel like he does that well, seamlessly? I think it aged like fine wine personally, but I want to hear you guys' thoughts.
Very much like fine wine. No. I feel like some of that, some of the humor that we lost in the footnotes of On the Edge, we kind of got back more with the quotes of Oscar in this book, which we still had in the old book, but they carried through to this book because I mean they just make sense. It's a part of Oscar's character,
right?
And one of my favorite is when he's charging. They're having to charge down into the goalie, the rock roach.
Oh yeah, rock roach scene. Come
and
on,
he goes,
come on.
in the words of Shank Po, I'd rather not. What else have you got? Like in the midst of like the fangs are right there. They're like about to run down. I'd rather not. What else have you got?
That's great.
What a dude.
What a dude. Yeah.
What a guy.
I don't know. I wish I was Oscar and Rateep, honestly, with like what he can pull out of his hat.
Yeah,
Oh my
come
God.
If you were to read books,
That type of memory.
Well, no, it's not even just like I've read. Like I still have my running notebook, okay, and I still keep track of it. I'm over 320 now.
There you go.
320 books, okay?
reread them again and again and again and again until you get them.
And I have, and
Does he count
I can
repeats on
remember
that?
Do you have
some
a
of the.
commonplace book?
I don't. I don't. I bulk against that.
Well, okay.
What's your
Oscar in Rateep doesn't have a commonplace book.
No, he probably
Cooper.
does somewhere. I bet he does. But if we ask Andrew Peterson, we should email him and be like, "Hey, does Oscar have a commonplace book?"
Doing it now.
Do it. Okay. One thing I was gonna say was, reading it, a thought that occurred to me was, I think these are really good books to like introduce to your kids as like books to experience kind of, the good and evil fight. You know, like you have younger kids who are like around 10 or so, maybe even younger. It's discretion, whatever. But it's like, hey, there's evil out there. There's evil that needs to be killed. Dragons need to be slain, and good people will die in achieving justice or in achieving victory. But also, it's a good thing that happens. And there's evil in the world, needs to be conquered, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
All the darkness and all the evils they face, I think it's a very good warm up here. And as you grow up with your kids, reading along with them, slightly less intense on the edge of the dark sea of darkness, and then growing to intensity in the Warden and the Wolf King, I think it's a great way to, not acclimate necessarily, but
no, that's
tell
a great
them stories
message,
about these things. So
to be
Also,
reading to your kids. Go ahead.
one thing. Andrew Peterson has a collectible box set coming out on November 2nd
there we go.
for the Wingfeather Saga. So,
Tanner's gonna buy it.
I'm not.
He's gonna say, "Can you sign it? Not your name, but Sarah Cobbler."
Can you address us as Sarah Cobbler?
Yes.
I'm hurt. I'm insulted.
By the way, okay, we'll get to that later. But I was wondering, like, who does Sarah actually marry at the very end? Because, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Okay, you want to talk about the characters at all? We got Kalmar, Janner. I think the big thing here is just Poto and Janner and Kalmar, right? Because we get Janner kind of his growing resentment and annoyance towards Kalmar, kind of heightened with the fact that he's going to be a king, and the payoff that'll come later on with kind of his anger and resentment and annoyance.
Yeah.
So that happens, and then Poto, obviously, with the sea dragons and stuff, like, which is
He finally
quality.
is. He's finally known. He's finally fully known and loved for who he is.
Poto.
That's I kind of him and Tink. I get really mad at in this book just because of
Their stubbornness.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly, and they just won't let go. They will not change their. They will not change their.
Okay, sorry. Tanner has plugged in his computer to the TV that's provided in this spare room in the library, and he's actively typing out an email to Andrew Peterson on the TV about Poto's commonplace.
He actually is though. About Oscar's commonplace, by the way.
So
not
we'll
Poto's.
see if he responds, and if he does, we'll make sure to say. But anyway,
Maybe
that's
we
why
can-
Bryson was laughing.
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna say.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So Tanner has said so.
Not like
It's actually my
Hi.
friends and I, not me and my friends, but me and my
Quiet.
friends were wondering if Oscar in the Wingfeather Saga has a commonplace book to collect his quotes.
you didn't even say hi.
Yeah, he didn't even say hi. He's just like, so. Let's get down
Yeah.
to it."
Let's get down to business.
Don't say hola. Don't say hola.
Hello.
Hello there. Yes.
Hello there.
Yes.
Star Wars. Let's go.
No, say, here we are.
No,
In the
yes.
words of
Yes.
and then do it.
Let's say, yeah. In the words of what's the guy's name?
Dwayne.
Dwayne. Yeah.
In
He's
the words of
basically the
Dwayne.
Adam.
Hell yeah.
In the words of Dwayne. Here we are.
Oh, this is greatness. I never expected to be doing
No,
that.
you got to do one from Oscar though if you're doing that.
Oh yeah.
You got to do one from Oscar, like in the words of Blank and Blake. Hello.
No, I should say in the words of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hello there.
Yes.
Well, you have to say hello there.
Yeah. Say hello there.
Okay, keep talking.
Obi-Wan's hyphenated.
Yeah,
by
we
the
need
way.
to move on.
Yeah.
Um,
I forgot- bro.
Okay, so anything you guys want to say about? Okay, so Poto's story. I like Poto's story a lot, and I like the way it plays out later on as well. But it's the idea of like, there's a moment at the very end where Janner's like, man, I guess I never thought about Poto being a pirate. He would have done bad stuff. I know he repented. I know that they're fun to hear about the adventures that he had, but also, man, I never really thought about that. And so maybe it's just the unrevealed evil that is not brought to the light that can just do the most damage. Like let's talk about Paul talks about that a lot. Whenever something comes to the light, when it's confessed, when it's revealed, it's no longer in the dark. And that doesn't mean that you don't have to deal with it. You don't have to face the consequences. That you won't have to experience forgiveness for it. But also, everybody's better for it. So yeah. But I just like Poto's story, like his character arc, his anger, his fear of not being loved by his family after what is revealed.
And he was finally able to
experience the relief.
experience relief and not have that burden anymore when he finally faced his fears, faced his sin, and confessed it and repented of it.
Right.
Which it's a great
it's a great model.
Yeah.
And at the very end, like he is so concerned not about himself, but about like the impact that his sin will have on his family as well. Like if we don't do anything, I'm gonna get my family killed as we're gonna try and go on the ship.
Which is something that we face in our lives.
Yeah, it's true. It's like we don't want to harm our family, and sometimes we use that as an excuse to not confess or not reveal it. But there's actually a funny line.
But there's
though.
more healing. There's more grace when we do confess.
Sometimes all we need is a sliding ice tunnel that you can't climb out of.
Wow.
And
As
there are
he's, like,
things like
thinking
that.
about it.
I guess.
But that's a funny scene that where Poto keeps trying to climb out, and Nia's like, "Dude, stop stop the sled." He's like, "Just observe, ma'am." And he's like, "Just the brake," and Poto just slides back down.
I always think he's just like gonna crash into the whole thing and knock them all off, but he just slides. It's like he slows down just enough that right when he gets there, he just stops. It's
and
a
he's
perfect.
like, "Continue."
Speaking
of continuing, okay, here's what I want to talk about.
What a
next.
transition.
The emotional beats. I talked about them. I think all the beats just hit. So, like, what were some of your favorite emotional beats? This is your time to talk about all the scenes you want to talk about.
Yeah.
The great scenes that hit you hard, hit you in the feels.
Favorite scene is when Kalmar gets rescued in this book.
Yeah.
That's my favorite scene right
Yes.
No, yeah, and that and coupled with Artham, right? Because you got to couple that with Artham saving him.
now. Yeah,
Artham
and when
sacrificing-
Artham finally overcomes his fear,
Yeah.
finally sings the song of the ancient stones for love and not for power.
Right.
That he.
So you maybe answered the question I was going to ask, but I'm like, I've always kind of felt like kind of iffy on he sings the song and like,
it's something that
wins,
has
like,
it is such great evil. How can the song
Yeah.
still be sung?
right.
What would that correlate to in our own lives? What?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
guess power, strength that can be used for such great harm.
Yeah, but
or that can be
the
used for-
question is like, is it portrayed? Is the singing the song portrayed as an evil in itself, or is it portrayed as a neutral? Because I think it's mostly portrayed as an evil, but maybe you're right. Maybe it's just the attitude of the people going. Or maybe it's just
I feel like
minimizing
it's more in the
damage.
Heart. It's the heart wherever the heart is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean,
Sounds about right.
yeah, because they're singing it for power, for a new life, for the power that can give them. But then Arthur does it for love, I guess. But at the same time, like, why are you doing that for love? Like, I'm gonna kill all these people for love. Like, I mean, if you take that to its extreme,
Pretty
it's kind of
weird.
like,
I mean, at that point, well,
it works.
He
It
does
works,
still
though.
think they're people. I was about to say he doesn't think they're people. but he's
David
literally
does
seeing
that.
Yeah, true. What do you mean, like
imprecatory psalms?
But it's not just like that though, because
No, he kills 200 people for love.
yeah, but they were mortal enemies of the Israelites, who are an unholy people that God is.
That's
Granted.
valid, but he still did it.
Yeah, I know, but it's different because like killing someone is a neutral, right? Because there could be justice and there could be murder.
Okay.
But singing the song, is it a neutral? Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
And
sometimes
if it's not,
I
then
kind of see this as the power of the Holy Spirit, but then you can't really see it that way because the power can go either way, and the Holy
Right.
Spirit would not go.
right.
Allow me
exactly.
to
Either way.
read an excerpt. I will not be able to
An
flip to it
excerpt.
immediately.
Excrement.
My pronunciation is the worst.
Oh yeah, we know.
What chapter is it?
I don't know. Yeah, well, it just. Yeah, I don't know how do we face that? Like, I keep thinking, yeah, it's going to be a power. I guess it's just in this world. It's a power that the Maker has made that can be used for evil or good.
Right. The stones are neutral.
Yeah.
Or even maybe good, but the way they're being used and
So
twisted.
you're saying that you think there is
portrayed as evil, but they aren't meant to be that way.
The stones aren't, but
Yeah.
like singing the song.
So you think the song is evil, but maybe there's a different song that can be sung?
I think the stones have a purpose, and that purpose is good.
Yeah.
I think they're twisting that purpose. I think that the twisting of the purpose is what singing the song is.
Got it.
And like melding it with another animal, that's still kind of weird.
That is.
And I
pretty
guess the added complication is he's already undergone a half transformation, and so that adds another level of complexity. Like he's singing the song and it's being completed, kind of thing. But is it this? I don't know. Maybe it's, I think what I'm gonna go with in my head is evil had already happened, but the Maker worked through that evil to create something out of love and something beautiful, right? Like
Yeah.
it's kind of the idea of in Acts, right? Like you crucified Christ, but God worked through that
Yeah.
in accordance with this plan, in accordance with human actions, to bring about the greatest good out of the greatest evil
Exactly,
ever done.
yeah.
And so maybe that's what I'll go with. But
Okay.
I think it's I don't know. I think it's
I don't know. I
Tanner's
never
still
really thought
finding.
about it.
He's at the end of the book, and he
I went too far.
We can tell.
Yeah.
No, where?
And
I'm
I
trying
think-
to remember the chapter that Artham.
And we'll talk about this in more
Cooper?
than the Wolf King when we get
59, 292.
Yeah, the transformation.
Cooper, close the book and find it.
I
You know
He
the
just
general
did.
area of the book now.
I just found it though. Wait,
No, you didn't.
I
I
turned, like,
literally
one
just
chapter
did.
Too far.
I just found it.
Congratulations, Tanner.
Yeah, I got it.
Cooper, yeah. Yeah, I got it too.
Okay, go ahead. It's a really short chapter.
It is.
He breaks through the cage, rescues Calmer, and is flying away in less than 3 pages.
No, where's the
Yeah,
where's the one
sure.
where he sings?
Yeah, does he sing in that?
He doesn't
Chapter?
sing in that one.
No.
What? And
Which
it
is the
doesn't
one
ever
that he
say.
sings in?
It says right that he sang it. It says that he sang the
the
song.
surrender or the transformation. Does he?
It might be the surrender.
Is it the end of the surrender?
Probably the surrender.
270.
No, because the surrender is when he does say, "Okay, finally,
Oh, wait, here
I
it is.
will
Here
do
it is.
it."
Here it is. It's the third paragraph. Esben, he screeched, and in a loud voice he sang along with the melody that came from within the box. The melody he had tried so many years to quiet. He could run no more from his darkness.
Yeah, we
Then
kind of see
describes
the
his
same.
feelings, and then Artham P. Wingfeather stood.
Mhm.
And he's
Yeah.
like, my back feels weird. Anybody broke some bones. It's like, no, you have wings now.
Surprise.
Happy accidents.
They say something about how it was like good though. I remember something good.
Yeah, it kind of implied like he
He said that it was.
he's confronting his evil instead of running from it. Is kind of how it's presented.
Yeah, it's the
here.
same thing.
He
as
said it
Frodo.
was like he said something that was terrible, like was made for the mate. Like
I think you're reading into it. It's not here.
I remember
That was
it
just
so
you, man.
vividly.
Maybe he says that later on in dialogue somewhere. I guess I don't know.
Maybe.
not
but I don't know what
catalog
that'd
dialogue.
Yeah, that's right. That's a funny quote by Matthew. Right? That's one of my favorite quotes of his. Actually,
Yep.
What we're talking about is Matthew, I think, and Old Man of the Sea. Right, that episode.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the one I just
He
listened to.
kind of just says, there's not a lot of catalog in this book. Wait, what's it called? Dialogue. Yeah, dialogue. Yeah. Isaiah cut that out.
He says
Definitely didn't cut it
He
out.
says catalog a lot or something.
no. He says what's it called? Let me think. Oh yeah, catalog. Like when you first realize it, he thinks it's catalog.
That's funny.
That's amazing.
It's great though.
Things Isaiah has left in that have improved it. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Any other
No way I
emotional
cut
beats?
that out.
We love the ending a lot. It's great. I said earlier
Yes,
that
do
moment.
not skip the ending this time.
That moment where Janner reads the notebooks actually kind of got me,
Mhm.
with Nia and kind of her thing, and then when he decides to go get Kalmar after being like, the moments when Janner becomes a throne warden, right?
Mhm.
And it's a great ending, right? It said in that moment Janner became a throne warden or something like that, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was like a great
Mhm.
scene.
Oh man, where is the? Well, I kind of wanted to talk about like the difference between the Fangs and the Stranders.
Okay,
Yeah, like what
like it.
what evil is with what evil is when it's just completely debased and like you're willing to sell your own children into slavery
Yeah,
or
I mean,
eventual
Claxton
death.
is obviously probably one of the worst villains.
Yeah.
Because like
He's almost worse than Nag.
Nag is more sympathetic. We learn more about him. He's
Yeah.
sympathetic, and he kind of has an ending of an uptick. But Claxton is just rotten core all the way,
Evil
all the way
dude.
to the core. Yeah.
Yeah, because like he's even his title is rightly stolen or earned from
Right.
him, taken away from him, and he
Doesn't play fair.
he decides that.
Well, I
he's
mean,
not
and
gonna
even
accept
like
that.
the Stranders have their lines, and they're maybe arbitrary lines, but they have the lines, and Claxton crosses all of those,
Yeah.
Mhm.
hurting family members.
Well, yeah,
going
you
against
see it even
everybody's wishes.
in On the Edge. Like
Mhm.
he killed what's his name?
Hey, kill Vop.
Yeah, Bob was always good for.
I built my first village with Vop.
That is- we never talked about that. That was
Commander
really-
Norm thought Vop was his only son they never had.
yeah, yeah. The Fangs even have a little bit of.
Yeah, brotherhood,
sentiment.
I guess. I don't know.
Threw
what you
my
call it.
first screaming child into the
By the way,
carriage.
that's
with
okay.
Bob.
That's my favorite part with the fangs, though, is that they bring the fang into the cold. Right, that's a cool part. And then Gaiman pops out and he goes, "The florid sword." And the way that's written is just so funny. He's just there, and then he probably dies afterwards. You never hear about it. But
Mhm.
the florid sword, I
Mhm.
love it. Talks in Shakespearean language.
Yeah.
Decide.
Florid
Florid
sword. I love him.
Gaiman's
Gammon.
great.
Gammon's awesome.
And at that moment, I mean, Gammon like portrays them, and Jenner's like, "It's not again. Like, why does this keep happening?" But then Gammon actually has a good turnaround, which is great.
Yep.
And that
in-
scene with him and Crack is good.
In what do y'all remember where the line is where Tink and Janner are talking about Anir, and they're talking about like what Anir is going to be like, and that it is a real place. And
With
I always
Oscar?
love.
With Oscar and the Strander Burrow, is that what it is? And Poto's like,
I think it is. Oh. Janner is looking at the pictures that Esmond has drawn with Kalmar, and he's talking. And they see the lawn, they see the Shining Isle, they see what Anira is like, and he says, "On that lawn, one day I'm gonna wallop you at Zibsy." And that was just like one of those moments where I'm like, it's real,
it's real. Yeah,
and it's complete.
that's what a human would say.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
it's beautiful. Yep. Okay, last thing I want to say before we move on to donor shoutouts and things. The ending is awesome. I was reading it last night. I just read the Iliad, and I was like, ah. But then North of Eden comes up, and I read like the last 50 pages, the climax, and then Kalmar says, I am Kalmar Wingfeather, the throne, the High King of Anira.
Mm-hmm.
My dad has been Wingfeather, and then he
Oh my
opens his
goodness.
eyes, and they're bright blue.
Bright blue.
And then it ends. I'm just like,
That's a good ending.
Let's go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Way
Yes.
better than Iliad.
all right, Bryson, anything? We're going to empty Bryson's notebook before we move on. Is that all?
No, yeah, just that part leading up to it with Jenner and Tink struggling in the water, and that's like that's one of the parts where Jenner fully embraces his task
all
as
the
a throne
duties.
warden.
All the duties.
Yes, everything. He's going to protect his brother, even if his brother doesn't want to be protected. He's going to protect
Right.
his brother, even if his brother
he
hates
doesn't
him.
want to.
Even if his brother doesn't know him,
Mm.
he's going to protect his brother, and he's going to like keep the kingdom of Anir pure.
What I like
Okay,
it-
that just hit me hard when you said even if his brother doesn't know him.
Yeah.
That's like
That's cold.
Yeah.
that's
Mhm.
deep.
That's deep.
Mhm.
What I was going to say was I like it because it's progressive too, because Janner still makes mistakes
Yeah.
all the way
Oh
up
my
to
goodness.
the very end.
Mm-hmm.
But he's showing improvement, and I think it's a core moment when it comes
Yeah.
to that. It's a core memory from Inside Out. I might
for a
say.
second,
I
thought
don't
you
know.
said-
It feels kind of like this. I feel like Janner's almost the story of Samson, like to some extent, right?
Oh.
He makes no, not to that extent. No,
I
no,
don't see
too
any
mu- too
Delilah
much-
moments in there.
No. But like he makes
Sarah
makes
Delilah question mark?
no,
Give me the
not
Philistine woman.
no, but like in the vague storyline of Samson, he's like he makes a mistake and then he does the will of God, and then he makes a mistake and then he does the will of God. Or in Janner's, he
Isn't that
makes
like
a
a
mistake
lot
and he
of
does the
people
right
in the
thing.
Bible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was about to say, why
No,
is
but
it-
I
no,
hear what you're
no,
saying.
because
I don't
I'm
think we
going
should take
to
this
I'm
too
going to
far.
the very end of Word in the Wolf King, but we're not going to go
Right,
there
but
because I
it's-
told myself I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
I know, but like
But-
Samson is
well,
there as a
Bryson's nodding at me.
Samson's there as a result of his sins, and then it's kind of punishment for that. Janner is purely self-sacrificial. Didn't really do anything to get
That's
him there.
valid.
So
I need to find a better.
you find a better comp.
Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so Tanner,
Better person.
give us 40 donor shoutouts. Give us all the promo stuff that we need to.
Oh yes.
The
Follow
promo
us
stuff.
on Instagram, or as Miss Jenny calls it, the Devil's
The Devil's
website.
the
website.
demon, the demon website.
The demon app. The demon app. We'll have it. It's just at booking it. At booking it pod. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Link is in the description below. Also, go check out our website. We keep all of our episodes uploaded there. If you want to go see that,
Also,
you can see
we have our own domain name now, just 412podcasting.com.
Yes, it is
Pretty
our
crazy.
own domain.
It's an awesome newsletter we have too. That you can
Mhm.
subscribe to.
Yes, please do that. Merch will be coming soon as well.
Should be up by the
Which-
time this comes out.
it-
Probably.
Yes.
By the time this comes out, there should be merch, and it will be amazing.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all are excited about it. I'm excited about it.
Yeah,
I'm really excited about it.
I don't know nothing about it, but yeah.
I got it. I got a polo.
Tanner made a shirt, the polo. I'm like,
I made a polo, and
Oh,
this
yeah.
polo, this
It's
polo is going to
literally
be.
Michigan
it's Michigan colors. Yeah.
We're all
I'm
we're
wearing
all we're all getting this polo. Like we are
Okay.
all going to wear
Okay.
this polo. It's going to be amazing.
Uh,
And then I'm missing one. Oh, support us.
Yeah. Over at
One
patreon.com/book it. We're about to record an episode where we cast a live action series of the Wingfeather Saga, and that's going to be
Where
Hey.
Cooper casts a live action.
no,
everything's
we're
gonna
all
be
gonna do it.
okay. Donor shout outs. So I'm gonna read out the patrons, and you guys are gonna say,
Are we gonna-
how they would help them along their journey from Lipwood to Chimera. So
Oh, we're doing something like that now.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, we need to do more like that.
we do.
Can
okay.
we do that?
Yes.
Yes, we're gonna be creative
Okay.
for once.
Okay.
No, but I'm saying.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Tanner. Okay. We'll just everybody has the notes open, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll just Tanner pull
Give
up
me a
on
second.
your computer. So we'll just go through, and I'll start off the story, and then Bryson, you can like finish the story. Okay. Actually,
Wait, what do you mean?
okay.
the
Here's what's
story?
gonna happen. Here's what's gonna happen.
I'm confused.
We're gonna use these patrons, and we're gonna describe their journey from Lipwood to Chimera.
So like,
Okay. So actually,
Huh.
Isaiah, your grandparents are gonna be making the journey from Glipwood to Chimera. Okay, and we're gonna be telling their story, and
Oh.
Nana and everybody else is gonna be helping them along the way. And I'll
Bro,
start.
this is too
we
complicated
can
for my
just-
brain.
okay, I'll
no,
start.
this is gonna be fun.
So,
Okay,
then- so Isaiah's grandparents, right? They're watching Michigan football in Glipwood, and then Michigan was
They totally
dominating,
do that.
of course. And then the Fangs come into town, like, you know what? It's time to hightail it out of here. And so, with the help of my wonderful Nana, who makes them a lot of food for their journey, they leave Glipwood and travel up the Blap.
Where they meet
Mhm.
Moses and Zara, and Moses and Zara help them and lead them along their way and
Nice.
point them to the path in order to get.
you just abandoned it.
So allegorical.
I know.
I'm
Go ahead, keep going.
I'm
I
going.
like it.
okay.
Moses
and then,
did show them the path, yeah.
yes.
oh, no,
I got it.
Uh-huh.
I go myself. Is he?
Okay. Hold on, I gotta think. Okay, so then they met Van Pepe and Wela, who allowed them to like just stay with them, giving them a shelter, some food for the night, stuff like that, so they could stay there.
Where's this now? Where are we?
Oh, I
Are
don't
Are
know.
they strangers? They're strangers, aren't they?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Okay, so we're in the trainers.
Yeah.
So now they have to make their way into Ducktown,
Mm-hmm.
and who
Mike and Laura, yeah.
Yeah, so Mike and Laura host them at this wonderful tavern. They have to try to find a way to get to the ice prairies, and I really don't want to assign somebody.
Gotta make Keenan the bad guy. Make Keenan the bad guy.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
I'll make
so
my dad.
no, so yeah, and then who is it? Aunt Jenny and Uncle Sam. They promise to help, and they provide Keenan to help lead them to the ice prairies. What does Keenan do, Cooper?
Keenan betrays them.
Oh man.
Oh,
He brings
As a
he brings
result.
the fangs, and as his grandpa, it's like, how could you? And a very quiet voice. And then the fangs come and they kill Keenan, sadly, and the family runs. And thankfully
They run into Howdy, the bomb numble.
Howdy the bomb. I was gonna give Howdy
No.
the floor.
And then Addie the bomb nubble, and then Anna and Emily kill the bomb nubble with them. And then my mom meets them in Chimera with open arms, and they're safe
okay.
and sound.
Okay.
there we go.
There we go. That's our
Yeah.
story, folks.
Yay.
And we're
Okay.
sticking to it.
This is going to get better because
gonna get
I'm going to
better.
make them play a game tonight, and it's
What?
going to work.
Okay.
It's going to make them better at
Okay.
this. I
Hopefully,
promise.
hopefully. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that episode. Make sure to check out all the things Tanner said. Listen to the Iliad in between our episodes.
Mm.
We'll be back with Monster in the Hollows in a little under a month. Until next time.
Keep on booking it.